Contractor Sales Academy podcast in 3, 2. Hey, everybody, welcome to the CSA podcast. That stands for Contractor Sales Academy. In case you are new to the show, and we got myself and my two business partners here, Steve and Derek. What's going on, guys?
Not much. How you doing, Tom?
I am living the dream and trying to quit moving my computer around here because I'm at a alternate location here today, so I'm trying to keep it still for everybody. So
go over here.
Like underground, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm underground, man. I'm hiding.
Okay, cool.
As he should be. So it's good to see you guys. How's everybody?
Hey, living the dream. It is the 9th of July as we're recording this, 2019. And Derek, I know you. We were talking a little bit before we hit record here today that you are balls to the wall, busy,
Out of control. Organized.
Yeah. So that's good to hear. And Steve, you and your team are grinding away in Maryland, making money and building beautiful water features. And I'm out here in sunny and warm Colorado, living the dream here. So Derek, we were on the topic of love earlier today, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that about, man? Fill us in.
Yeah, baby. Let's talk about romance. Let's talk about the motive in Shin FU, step one, the romance. And this is an ode to Tim Petroni. Tim Petroni brought this to my attention, I don't know how long ago, but and he's a romantic guy, handsome man over there. He said it's like a romance. You have to romance, and it got me to thinking about the motive. It's really foreplay is what it is. Because when we go from motive to bracketing, you can give away the money shot.
I'm curious how you're going to make this all work right now. Just so you know.
Yeah,
real quick, just if somebody's listening, they don't know what the motive and the money and stuff. Guys, the motive is step one of our Shin FU sales process that we teach in the Contractor Sales Academy. So it's getting to the understanding of why somebody's going to do a project and how you can connect with them and stuff. So I just want to give people context there. So hopefully that bought you some time to figure out how you're going to pull this off.
I got this. It's the chat box is not so kind right now.
No.
So the motive, let's look at it like if we are the expert too quick, we've ruined the whole thing. So the motive is literally we're trying to find the motivation of the prospect so that we can actually give them a bracketed price. That's the whole goal here. And then we go through steps 3, 4, and 5. But the idea is the romance. We need to build bond and rapport. So what does it look like? We have to listen to them, hear what they need, and not grope them. Don't touch them, because that ruins the foreplay. And here's the deal. So when we go to talking about money and we talk about bracketing, we talk about setting a high anchor, if you give all of that away in the motive, you can't set up appropriate bracket. So if you're over there and you're saying, I can do this, I can do that, I can do all these amazing things, when it comes to bracketing, how do you separate that? So you got to slow this thing down. You got to romance them in the motive. Romance is really just listening to the other person and affirming what they're saying, validate what they're saying. That's really the romance. We're not talking about things and parts. We're talking about the emotion. We're talking about the things that they like, the things they like to do. It's getting to know someone, romancing them, the foreplay. And then when we step over into bracketing, now we have an area to bracket that high anchor. Okay, well, you want to do railing? Well, this is the price for railing and the deck and stain. But we also have another number that maybe we don't do the railing. Maybe we do the staining and just the deck. And then bottom of the line, we just do the deck itself. So we can't rush through this stuff. And if any of you guys have been in a relationship very long, the woman will definitely tell you to slow down. I'm not a piece of meat. So that's why I'm talking about romance.
Yeah, I just wondered how in the hell to follow that. I mean, I know what he's talking about, and I'm just on the edge of my seat going, okay, how's he going to bring all this together? And so let me tie it. Let me say it like this. Like you just said, Tim put in the chat box, it's like a first date. Think of it like this. When you first meet someone, if you're at a B&I meeting, it's a first date, you're meeting them at a party. the last thing anybody wants is some jerk to throw up all over them and tell them all about themselves. The proper thing to do is ask simple questions so you get to know the person you're talking to, and not just for some ulterior motive. You're trying to find out what's really going on in their head. And when they tell you the answer to the question, you come up with yet another question, because the truth of the matter is, in sales, and I'm going to try to get back to the first step in the sales process, it's like that proverbial onion everybody talks about. The reason they call you is not really the real reason that they called you, if that makes sense. If they call you, I want to paint my house. Well, why do you want to paint your house? And it's normally not because for the act of painting, it's because they hate the color, or they're trying to sell it, or keep up with the Joneses, or there's a multitude of reasons, and you have to be patient and ask them several questions. And it normally takes you 3, 4, 5 questions in to get down to the real reason they really want to do something. Now, this whole not rushing it kind of a thing, and how Derek puts it to romancing, it is the mystique, the slowing down of the process that actually intrigues the buyer. They if you get to the answer too quickly, they feel like, okay, we're done, and maybe they want to go on to the next contractor and do it. But if you romance them, to use Derek's term, and walk them through the question after question after onion, peeling onion after onion after, and get down to the core reason, then they'll feel understood. And that's a good concept. They'll actually feel like you listen to them. They'll actually feel like you care. And who do they buy from? People they know, like, and trust. And if you spend time with them like that, they will know you, they will like you, they will trust you. And so your chances of them buying from you go up dramatically. Did that help at all? Or are we still going to get sanctioned by the FCC?
So
I feel cared about.
So I think I know the whole romancing thing during the motive section is a really good thing to do to set you up for a better budget conversation. So what I mean by that, and I know there's some trades that are not always so cut and dry out there. You know, sometimes, you know, like you guys, you know, somebody's going to build a deck. If somebody, I know there's various options you could have, but there's, you know, I'll use painting since I come from that background. I know a lot of painters ask us all the time, like, I don't know how to bracket something because we don't have big, huge material prices and things like that. You know what I mean? Like you guys are building water features and landscapes and outdoor kitchens and things like that, or, you know, putting in a bathroom or a kitchen remodel type thing. There's a lot of money spent in material. So it's literally like, if I add the ceiling in a room, it really doesn't add that much money. And so the bracket distance from bracket to bracket is not that great. Does that make sense? And so like one of the things that I've done and I've coached people to do for bracketing something. So let's just say painting somebody wants a bedroom painting. Let's just go simple bedroom painting. One of the worst questions that I think a painter could ask somebody during the motive is, what do you want painted in the bedroom? Because you're jumping the gun. You're premature to stay on that theme, right? So Derek, you call me and you want a bedroom painted. I'll show how I would romance it in the motive to set up the budget.
Hey Tom, I'd love to get an estimate on having my bedroom painted.
Well, that's awesome, man. You got a couple minutes that I could ask you a couple questions real quick?
Couple of minutes? Yeah. Probably all
cool.
it'll take, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't take long here. So listen, real quick before we get going, how'd you find us?
Google. Looked on Google and was looking for badass painters, and you popped up.
Did you actually type in badass painter?
It just said you were a badass painter. Actually, I typed in painters Colorado Springs, and then you came up.
There it was. Our picture, my picture was there, huh? So that's pretty cool. Well, listen, I just want to thank you for picking up the phone and giving us a call. I know you got a lot of options, and appreciate you just sharing with me how you found us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're looking to paint a bedroom. What's the occasion?
You know, my wife's always complaining that it's just not as inviting and romantic in the bedroom. So it's really, she wants this to be more of a, I feel like it's going to kind of be like a layer. She kind of wants it to be this tranquil environment.
So this is your master bedroom for you and your wife?
Master bedroom.
The master bedroom. There you go. And so she wants tranquil. You're looking at having it like a dragon's lair or something along those lines. And,
well, I feel like I'm probably going to be pulled into a layer, but yeah, you know, kind of that serenity.
All right, cool. And how long has it been since the last time you guys did something like this?
Well, we've been in the house for 10 years, so we haven't, well, we did do a couple of changes, so probably about 6 years.
All right, so about 6 years. And you guys up against any time frame?
No, well, I mean, I'll be a hero if I get it done sooner than later.
What do you mean a hero?
Well, I feel like I'm going to get rewarded if I get this done sooner.
I gotcha. All right, that makes sense if I listen between the lines there. So Derek, she certainly has her ideas with, you know, what she wants done in the bedroom and things like that. Is it fair to say that she kind of has a color scheme already ready to go and things like that? I mean, you probably got swatches on the walls and.
You just wait. You just wait till you come out here and see all the swatches. They're like tucked into the light switches, the plugs. It's like they're everywhere. There's swatches everywhere.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that would be a conversation that I would have with her when we get to the color and things like that?
Tom, I'm going to tell you, dude, all the swatches look like the goddamn same thing to me. Like, I can't even tell, yeah. But evidently there's a tone change in there somewhere. I see gray and she says it has a green undertone. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty slight variances. And if you don't know what you're looking at, it could be confusing, which is.
That's why I need you, man. I need you to help me.
I got you. So how long you been thinking about doing this? You and your wife been talking about it?
She's been talking about it for about 6 months. I've been talking about it for about 3 minutes now.
So what made you pick up the phone today and call? If this has been on the radar for 6 months, what's going on?
You ever seen The Exorcist?
I have.
That kind of happened last night, so I felt that it was pretty important that I make this phone call.
All right, that's fair. So, hey, Derek, I got I know I said I'd only keep you for a couple minutes. So I think I get a good understanding of what you're trying to accomplish here. Would it be cool if we talked about money for a minute?
Sure.
What this might cost?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's quick.
Yeah. So quick timeout. Let's assume I've asked you about how big the bedroom is and like that. Okay. So for sake of time here. All right, back in. So Derek, I got one of two ways that I can go about this. We can come in there. We can go head to toe in this room. You know, we can sand all the walls and the trim and the ceilings and the closets, and we could prime it all and use the top grade products across the board, walls, ceiling, trim, windows, doors, all that other stuff, in and out in a couple days, you know, just like a genie appeared and boom, it's done. You know, and that's one way that we can approach that, and it'll be a total transformation, like one of those TV makeover shows, and that's going to run you, I don't know, $3,000 to $4,000 for something like this. Or on the flip side, we could just come in, throw a couple coats of whatever color your wife decides on the walls, and just do the walls. And we're looking at, you know, $700-800, and we're in and out in a day. Which of those do you think makes the most sense for us to talk about?
Man, the $3,000. I wasn't expecting that at all. I kind of like we were going on that 700-ish range, 800. I didn't have an idea what this would cost, but I feel a little bit more inclined to go that direction.
Okay. With the 700-800 range, just starting with the walls.
That feels more palatable to me.
Okay. So I'm going to tap out of the role play for the sake of our podcast here and stuff and time. But what I wanted to demonstrate is, Derek, the worst thing I could have done in the romance of this is ask you up front, what do you want painted in the room? Because now I don't have any ammunition to bracket with. I don't give a what you want painted in the room. That's why I never ask it up front. It's kind of like you, Steve, as a pond guy going in the very beginning, do you want lights and do you want this and do you want that? You're taking away all of that foreplay that Derek talked about. Like you're getting to the point almost too quickly. Does that make sense? Do you guys see kind of how I did that? How I massaged into it with the budget? Curious is your feedback there.
Yes.
Well, I got a little feedback, Tom, when it comes to the bracketing.
Yeah.
Because I don't, when you bracket it, this is constructive feedback. Are you okay with that?
Go for it, man.
So you gave him all the things, you like talked about doors and windows, blah, blah, blah. I would be more inclined to go, Derek, I really think I understand. Well, in fact, Derek, let's just you and I get right into that point where I want to talk to you about money.
Okay.
Derek, you okay with that?
Good.
All right. Lean closer to your microphone because when you lean back, you're quiet. So, Derek, I think I'm getting a really good picture of what you want, why you want that room painted, and what you want to happen after that room is painted. So I got a big question for you. There's two ways we could do this. I can come in and basically transform that room so you get the end result you're looking for. Or, and that costs the most amount of money, $3-4 grand. But every day you get exactly what you want out of that room. Or we could put just a fresh coat of paint on it. She could pick the colors, and that may or may not do the trick, but your room will look better. And that'd be $1 grand. Which one of these scenarios is more titillating to you?